we are. We're back. We, as in he and I, are back. Welcome back, America, to the Mid-Sack on a Man Up Monday. Happy Memorial Day. And to you veterans, salute to all of you, brave men and women who made the sacrifice, and those who made the ultimate sacrifice. We are toasting you today. That is the redoubtable one, Thomas J. is a high question for Milaccio. Segment 1, the Boston Celtics have done it. They have punched their ticket. Did they punch it? I don't know how you describe what we just saw. We're gonna describe it in a minute. But anyway,
they punched it.
Look, there's two ways to look at this. The positive way would be, and I said this before we went in the air. Yes, they're missing Halliburton. We're missing Porzingis. To me, that's a wash. But
no,
I'll tell you why.
Halliburton's their best player.
But Porzingis is 20 on one end, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks on the other.
Porzingis might be a better player than Halliburton. I'm saying
to me it
would be as if they were missing
Tatum
or Brown.
Yeah, but the thing is, Tatum and Brown are both better than this guy.
I know. And Porzingis might be.
He might be. I'm just saying that the reality is the Pacers without him have 6 guys that average double figures. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks healthy don't have 6 guys that do that. So, point is this: they're the best offensive team in the NBA. They were all season.
Not without Halliburton.
But without Halliburton, this shouldn't have come down to this.
They're an average team without him.
This shouldn't have come down to this. And again, it came down to the same as always. The Celtics, only when threatened, then all of a sudden they lock in.
Yeah.
They cruise, they coast, and then suddenly when they
come out, they smack you around, and they go, hey, fight back.
Yeah.
Come on. Right?
Wait, don't fight back.
Oh, shit! Hey! No, but I would like you to share your headline that you said.
Well, the headline is very simple. If you watch this game and you follow the Celtics and you know basketball, you know that the Celtics wet themselves. Fortunately, the Pacers shit themselves.
Ooh.
Because when you look back at the last, and he said, it's a mess out there. That's literally what it looked like. It was a mess. It was like the last, was it 3 minutes?
2.5.
2.5, 3 minutes it was Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
It was like, all I could hear was the Benny Hill music.
Well, actually, the Pacers didn't score for the final 3.5, so maybe it was more like 3.5.
I don't know what it was, but it was like you speed it up and you play funny music to it.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Like old 20s carnival music.
It was the Benny Hill music. That's the Benny Hill music. It goes. That's what it was. And, look. I'm not, as I said to Sean Darcy via text, I love you, Sean. Thanks for watching. Look, I'm not giving it back. But as I said, it must be clear, the Dallas Mavericks won't poop themselves the way these guys did. They will not. Now, look, they swept them.
Yeah.
They swept them.
They fucking won the series.
At the end of the day, they swept them. And I said, now again, before the series started, Halliburton was healthy. I said I thought they had the talent to beat them in 5. I did not think they'd sweep them. But again, if I had known Halliburton...
I told you I would be shocked if it went more than 5.
Okay?
But you have to take into account that Halliburton got hurt.
But got hurt.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't get hurt, I don't know if the series is over.
Yeah, maybe not.
But the thing is, the Celtics are missing Porzingis. Halliburton may be a better player than Porzingis, but the losses are comparable for one reason. They both affect the team multiple ways. It's not just his scoring, it's his passing. Mm-hmm. That's what makes Halliburton great. With Porzingis, it's not just his scoring, but it's his defense. Because he affects them.
Does he get 10 rebounds?
He gets 8, because him and Tatum both are the top 2.
Does he get 6 assists?
He gets 2 blocks.
2 blocks.
He's 28 and 2.
2 blocks.
Is what he is. So 20 points a game he gives you on one end. And then the other end, he protects the rim, he gets 8 rebounds. Him and Tatum are like 1-2 in rebound. Okay?
So do you think he would have been a big factor rim protecting wise, like with McConnell?
I don't think the Pacers would have got to the rim nearly as much if he was in there. I don't. And if you look back at the season, that's what happened when he played. Not just with the Pacers, but with anybody.
They're going to need him in the middle.
They are going to need him in the middle, but again, they've got June 9th, I believe, is when the finals start.
Oh, wow.
I think it's June 9th.
June 9th?
I think, or June 5th.
No.
June 5th? June 5th.
So it's 9 days, but it's June 5th.
I think it's June 5th.
That's what it is.
I think it's June 5th.
I think that's why you said that, because somebody said it's 9 days away.
They'll have 9 days off.
That's probably
9 more days. I think it's June 5th that it starts. But the thing is, look, they swept them.
Yeah, June 5th would be next Wednesday.
Okay, so they have a week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that calf, man,
Well, again, they said he was close.
Really?
Yeah, they said he was close to playing in game 4 and 5. If they had gone 5, he might have played. So he was close. Look, I take the 9 days. I'm not giving it back.
No,
I mean,
June 6th.
Yeah, June 6th
starts Thursday.
So basically, he's got 10 days. Now the thing is, look, everybody,
Play on the 10th.
Either and ESPN has pushed this narrative. You've heard this. It's been all about the Pacers and what they aren't doing, and they don't have. It's not about what the Celtics are doing. Every now and then, someone goes in and goes, "Yeah, but," yeah, but, and Michael Wilbon.
Do you not like that?
But here's the problem.
You feel like they should have given the Celtics more credit?
I do, because
I feel like you don't give them credit.
Well, I say this for 2 reasons. One, the thing is, that team, like I said, was the number 1 offense in the NBA this year. Mm-hmm. They can score with anybody on the planet. That would include Dallas. That would include Denver. That would include Minnesota. They're that good.
Yeah.
So the thing that again, there's 2 schools of thought here. There's the negative in me that goes, prove it to me, because every time they do this, they fuck it up. And did they fuck it up? Yeah, they fucked it up, but they caught themselves. Okay? They caught themselves before they totally fucked it up and dropped a game. So is that a step in the right direction with this team? Yes, it is. Because in the past, with some of the fuck-ups we witnessed, they would have lost those games. But they look, game 1, they had 3 double-digit leads. Everyone talks about, this is where I got mad at Mike Wilbon, because Mike Wilbon is saying how the Celtics were outplayed for most of the series. I'm like,
I thought that was horseshit,
I'm like, really? Look at the time, who led in minutes.
And the Celtics would fall asleep midway through the game, but they didn't get outplayed for the majority of the series.
No. Well, any game.
Right.
Wilbon doesn't get it.
They allowed Indiana to be in a position where they
start
could
out
have
fast.
won. Right.
They take their foot off the gas. The Pacers catch them by halftime of the third quarter. In the fourth quarter is Donnybrook. The one exception to that was when they went down 18. But even that game, they were up 9 in the first quarter. So
in that game they fell asleep slightly, but also Indy was just shooting like crazy.
What did Jalen Brown say? They turned into a bunch of Michael Jordans.
That's what he said? He goes, that game was kind of like that.
Some of these guys turned into Michael F. and Jordan.
They did that against the Knicks, too.
They shot 60%.
They were shooting 70% against the Knicks for a half, and it was like... What the fuck?
Yeah, but they're the number 1 offense in the league.
Yeah.
They were the only team, Stephen A. Smith is right about this, they were the only team in the entire league, as a team, to shoot over 50% from the field for the season from the field. They were the only team in the NBA to do that. There's something to be said for it.
Yeah.
So
it's not a fluke that they've done it now.
It's not a fluke.
They did it against the Knicks. They did it against you guys.
They lost Halliburton, who I agree is their best player, but they still had 6 guys averaging double figures.
Yeah. There were all those guys were a part of that offense.
Yeah, how many guys teams can say that? Yeah. Honestly. So,
but I would say this: the only reason the Pacers were in position to win 3 of those games was because the Celtics
fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, they allowed them to be there. It wasn't because the Celtics were getting outplayed by a mile, like Wilbon said.
It's nothing new.
Yeah.
This has been their history for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
The difference is, this year for the most part, they caught themselves before they went off the rails.
Yeah.
Before it went off the rails.
Miami, they had the game 2 loss.
Yep.
Which was also big time shooting.
An NBA record.
Okay. And then they said, okay, we're not going to let that happen again.
And then boom, it was over.
So
this is the thing. And I was giving Sean shit about this off the air, but because they just couldn't make it easy.
Yeah.
There was a stretch, and you remember, I don't know how much of this you saw, but at the end of the first half, they were up 5.
Yeah.
On 3 consecutive possessions.
Clang.
They bricked threes as opposed to going to the basket, and the Pacers couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
And then it went from 5 to 1. Because they got a layup. Drew got one layup in there.
And then they let Nembhard hit one at the buzzer.
It was a buzzer. I'm like, they don't know how to close even a half.
Yeah.
It's like they just have to keep shooting these threes. This number in their head, they got to keep hitting. And look, the Celtics didn't win. Look they were 14 for 44, 31%. The Pacers were 10 for 29. I mean, they were only went to the foul line 14 times. Look, I said the magic number was 35, and then you wanted to be over 20. The thing about the Pacers is, and I don't know if I talked to you, the Pacers led the NBA, and I said this on one of my chats. The Pacers led the NBA in opponents' free throws per game allowed. I mean, they put their team on the line more than any other team. The most.
Oh.
The most. The Celtics, by comparison,
they don't move their feet.
They don't. Yeah. The Celtics, by comparison, do it the least. They give up the fewest amount of free throws per game.
They play the best defense.
They're a top 3 defense. Yeah. So the other 2, by the way, are in the Western Conference.
They don't foul a lot.
They don't foul a lot. They beat you. Because
the crazy part is watching the Celtics tonight. They get beat all the time, and then they pin your shit on the glass. They like Derek White. Actually, sometimes it seemed like he would let a guy go by him.
The Celtics have
fucking block him.
The Celtics have 3 players that can do this. Him, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum.
Yeah. J.J. Redick was talking about it.
Yeah, the Celtics have 3 defenders that can let you beat them, and they can get you from behind. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever said that about a defense in my entire life.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever said that. I mean, when I think back about that 08 Celtics defense, I can think of 2 guys like that, Garnett and James Posey. Those 2 guys could do that. I don't know if there's a third one. Maybe Paul Pierce, maybe.
Who's that Allen guy?
Tony Allen. I'm sorry.
Right?
They could do it. Tony Allen was an all-defensive team, 6'5" guard, like Derek White.
Yeah.
He just didn't have Derek White's offense.
Derek White's tall. How tall is he?
6'4".
Oh, he's only 6'4"?
They're both, him and Holiday are both 6'4". But
Derek White plays like he's 6'7".
He does. He led the NBA in blocks for a guard.
And what did he get, all defense?
Second team. He should have been first team.
Yeah.
Him and Holiday. Holiday made second team. Jaylen Brown didn't make it at all. I'm like, did you? I mean, the thing is, like, when those 4 lock in, and then you have Porzingis behind them, that's frightening. It's frightening.
Yeah.
Because they can interchange 4 different guys, and then if you do beat them, you've got a 7-3 center waiting for you. And if
so who is playing? So Tatum's playing 4 in that situation.
Horford was playing 5. By the way, Al Horford, shout out to Al Horford, because he did, now not defensively, but offensively he kind of offset him. He did. He kind of offset.
Dude, but all right. So this is the crazy part about Al Horford. There was a point in that game where he hit the 8 threes or whatever, where it looked like he was shooting them out of the game. Remember, you were texting that to me.
He missed 3
and I was thinking it.
Well, he missed 3 in a row. And then after I said it, I pulled the top. He never missed again. He literally, I don't think he missed again.
Dude, but the crazy part was,
while
I was thinking the exact same thing. When you were like, Horford shooting us out of the game. Every time he shot the ball, I was going, why the fuck do you keep shooting? And then I turned the game off, I turned it back on. They were like, Al Horford, 7 for 12 tonight. And I was like,
but
what the fuck?
In the stretch we're talking about, he missed 3 in a row.
It might have been 4.
Maybe 4.
And
all of a sudden, he started making them. And then he just couldn't. He was like turned off. And so,
well, that was the game where they went down 18.
18 because of that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
while the Pacers were shooting 70%, the Celtics were shooting 25%.
But then,
at least it felt like it.
The fourth quarter of that game, the Celtics just went. They turned it up defensively.
That was a fun
game.
All
of a sudden, it felt like there were 10 Celtics on the floor.
That was a fun game to watch.
It was, but the thing is, the Celtics make it unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah, but who wants a fucking blowout?
I'd like one for my heart. You're gonna blow them out all 4 games,
dude. Don't talk to me about your heart. You remember those games the Knicks were playing? I mean, so
you kept losing people.
I know.
Injury. Yours was worse. It was like,
but I'm saying in terms of heart attack mode, the Knicks, it seemed like, played all these tight games.
They did.
And these games are tight, but it's almost fun because you know Boston's not going to lose.
I don't know that.
Well, against that team, it felt like they just weren't. The Pacers were like, we will not take it.
They are 12-2 in the playoffs. They have yet to lose a road game.
Dude, the Pacers came out, and
I don't know what to say to that.
The Pacers came out tonight to the song, "We're Not Gonna Take It."
Actually, yes, you are gonna take it. You are gonna take it up the ass.
Well, I mean, the Celtics were trying to give them the game, but they were singing, "We're not gonna take it," and the Celtics finally like, "Bro, all right, fine, okay." If you don't want it in front of your home crowd, you also have to give Boston credit for that. They say Indy's environment is very
hostile
environment.
They have great sports fans. That team is their team, and they're following.
I hate their team though.
I know.
They're not a likable team.
They're not a likable team.
Why?
See, this team had the chance to be likable, but then they pulled that shit at the end of the next series. I said it made them the villain.
Throughout the whole series, I felt like they were.
But I'm saying they made themselves the
villain.
From
the time Rick Carlisle started crying.
Oh, that was, yeah. But if it had ended there, it wouldn't have been bad.
But you knew it wasn't going to end there.
But it got worse. Like, it wasn't on an equal level. It was actually worse and worse and worse. That's the thing. I mean, the Pacers made themselves the villain. They kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, every time the Celtics would win a game, they'd put that Reggie Miller meme up. Since Donkey wore the shirt, like, this is what's happened. Yeah, they put it. I've seen it in 4 different places.
Well, it's just funny.
And it wasn't the Celtics webpage.
Every one of these games, the Pacers blew a lead.
The Celtics blew multiple leads.
Well, I know the Celtics did, but I'm saying after he wore that choker sweatshirt, his team had the lead 3 times and blew it. So who's the choker now?
The Celtics had the lead 3 times in one game. And damn near blew it.
The Celtics were sleepwalking.
They were sleepwalking. And then the second game, they kind of led wire to wire. That was the one where they didn't really get. There was like one lead change. It was early. That was the game they blew them out.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah,
game.
they blew them out. And then
I expected
well, the thing is,
that.
in the third quarter, it was 72-68. Celtics had the ball, and that's when Halliburton got hurt. It was a 4-point game.
Really?
Yeah. And then the Celtics blew him out again. They
How
blew
did
him
he
out.
get hurt? Was he sprinting and pulled up lane?
Dude, it was so weird. He was switching the screen. Nobody touches him. Those are the scary ones, right? He was just backing up to the right. He didn't do anything that made you go,
It was like a
ooh.
Porzingis? Like when Porzingis was just handing the ball off and went, oh.
That was because he was leaning on that one leg. Because when he hurt the leg, the calf, that you saw. That was obvious.
Right.
But then because he was favoring it, that's when it happened in the other leg. So I'm just like,
I love how he blamed Missoula for that one.
because he saw he was limping and kept him in there. Like what fucking donkey doesn't know if he knows he's fucking fragile and I know he's fragile? How does Missoula not know he's fragile?
Dude,
The knock on him is he's not durable.
the minute y'all signed him, I said he's not going to be there for the playoffs. That was the first thing I
Third
said.
game 3, game 2.
It sucks, man.
First game he played well. They won.
play?
Yeah, they blew him out.
Against the
He
Heat?
was like 18-8 and like 3 blocks. He was very good, and they blew him out. And then
That's
he
all
gets.
you need him to be.
That's all he has to be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like 3 block shots. I mean, the dude did. Yeah. So the thing
18-8-3.
yeah, I'll live with that. And limited.
They'll win a title.
Easily. They'll go back to back if they can get that out of him. But the thing is, like you called it. You all season long he was saying. And he wasn't the only one going, but we'll be there in the playoffs. And sure enough.
The weird part is, and we talked about this, we feel like they handled him properly this year.
I thought they handled better than else.
They didn't overwork him at all.
No. But again, on the play he got hit, it wasn't he was fragile. He got popped.
Yeah.
And then he was favoring, he was leaning on the
It's not fair. I mean, he's got the connotation, and I said that about him. It's not fair to say that to people because you're not trying to get hurt.
He's not trying to hurt.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's
It
trying to
happens.
get hurt. I mean,
Sometimes you have badass luck.
you just have some bad. He's got bad luck, and he was healthy all season, pretty much.
Right.
So I mean, he had some
It
minor.
sucks that it happens.
It just
right
happened.
now.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Celtics have responded.
Yeah.
Since he got hurt, they've lost 1 game out of 11 rather.
Well, the truth
Since
is,
he got
if they
hurt.
focus, they don't need Porzingis.
No, the thing is,
They could have won 2 titles these 2 previous years
without him. Yeah, I mean, Holiday's been terrific. He's been everything that they. Yeah.
Except sometimes early in the game, I look at him and I'm like, why'd you just let T.J. McConnell shoot a 15?
Well, this is the thing.
I mean, I guess you can't play lockdown
T.J.
for
McConnell-
48 fucking minutes.
T.J. McConnell has been this all season. At some point, it's not a fluke anymore. At some point, the motherfucker can
He's
play.
good.
He's good.
No, that's not what I mean.
He's
so
good.
There were times where, like, both guys went under the screen.
Yeah.
And T.J. McConnell got a free throw.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean,
again,
what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, how many of these shots in the lane does he got to hit before you wake up?
That's what I'm saying. And that's the crazy part about that guy.
Yeah.
All his points are in the paint.
Again,
They're little jumpers.
I think this is the thing about, and I've said this to a man. The Celtics usually
What about a
play.
woman? Would you say it to a woman?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
The Celtics have a habit of playing to the level of their competition. Now, the hope is that, assuming it's Dallas, I think everybody assumes Dallas is going to win that thing at some point, and it may be a sweep tomorrow night. But Dallas, they'll raise to the level of Dallas. That's the assumption, because that's usually what they do. They play to the level.
That's what you need them to do.
If they do that, then that means they're going to play better. And here's the one thing that I think, and again, I don't know this, I have a feeling, and maybe it was just because of the way tonight ended. They'd have lost that game last year. They found a way to win.
They did lose that game last year.
Yeah, they did. They did. I'm
They
saying.
didn't put anybody away that quick.
But I'm
So
saying,
to your point, it is
when
progress.
things went haywire,
Right.
they were the one that caught themselves. Or they, So I mean,
we're not going to poop ourselves right now.
Yeah, they were the mature team when it mattered.
Well, it's
I
kinda
can't believe
like-
I'm saying
you
that
know,
with a straight face.
I think they all looked at themselves and said, "Look, we have piss on our pants.
stop
they
it.
got shit in their pants.
Just play the way we're capable of playing.
Dude, we can run up and
It was
down
like
the court with piss on ourselves.
and it happens at different points.
They can't run with shit in their pants.
No, they can't.
I think that's what they said.
You ever try to run with shit in your pants?
They walked in the huddle. Missoula looked down at everybody's crotch and said,
You know-
do you know Everybody's got a wet spot.
Do you think people...
Hold on. Missoula said, look at yourselves. You're all wet.
Yourselves.
You're all wet bottoms.
Look at yourselves.
Look at yourselves. You're all wet bottoms. Okay? He said, but you know what? Those guys down there,
You smell that?
they're poopy bottoms.
Do you smell... That doesn't smell like urine to me.
And he said, he said, Tatum, you ever shit your pants and walked around for 5 minutes? Do you know the burning ass feeling that would give you? You remember that as a child. I mean, you would need antibiotic ointment for weeks.
There was nothing worse.
That's what they're dealing with down there. So if we can just get a couple stops, hit a couple foul shots,
go to the basket a couple of times,
we'll win this game.
Yeah. And
the rest is history.
Defensively, they've made some ridiculous plays in the clutch. Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Drew Holiday. All three of them.
Dude, when he picked Nembhard, I was like, fuck yeah.
Dude, tonight, this McConnell beats him and Brown stuffs his ass. And it was McConnell.
I knew he was.
He was like, you're not doing this to me now.
And he just went up like,
it was like Jaylen Brown at that moment realized, wait, I'm me and you're you. No, not happening. No.
But then there was one time where Derek White got around Derek White, and I think he chased him down, didn't he?
He got a block too. Derek White had like 4 blocks. Derek White had like 4 block shots tonight. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
Drew Holiday, that textbook step, you step with them, turn, and reach in with your left the way you picked.
Yeah.
It was Nembhard, oh man.
It was those two.
Beautiful defense.
It's like having 2 Gary Paytons out there. It literally is. Or Gary Payton and Dennis Johnson. It's ridiculous.
And they're both strong because there was a couple times Miles Turner got switched to them. Although Miles Turner totally fucking hip checked.
He dropped him.
White out of the way. But there was a couple times where Drew Holiday switched on Turner, and he was able to like buy him out of
Drew Holiday is strong.
He's strong.
Yeah. Drew Holiday has man strength. Yeah. He has man strength. Yeah. That's who he is.
But it's funny because he kind of just cruises, and then all of a sudden you see like the intensity. And
it's like he kind of looks over the game and it's like, all right, what does my team need me to do? That's kind of what he does. And if it's 3-point shooting, okay, if I need to go to the basket, every time they needed a big play down the street, he went to the basket.
Put somebody on his hip.
Yep. And then dips the shoulder and with the left.
And he was doing it to Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
Obi Toppin can't.
He does it to bigger guys.
Yeah, exactly. Obi Toppin's 6'9".
I know.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday has man strength.
But he also knows Obi Toppin is not a post defender.
No.
Well, I'm not.
He's not used to playing in the post.
If I try to drive by him, he's going to pin me off the left. If I just walk him down.
Just back him up.
Yeah.
Because again, as I said, you can't jump when you're backing up. He dips that shoulder, and he's built like a linebacker. Yeah. Holiday is built. He's strong. I mean, and he dips that shoulder, and you just one step back is all it takes.
Let me ask you this. I thought I saw it, but I don't know if the numbers would back out. Did he start bringing the ball up more towards the end of the game?
Who, Holiday?
Yeah. Because there was a couple times where I felt like he was almost settling the game down. He was bringing the ball up, and I thought it took some pressure off.
It was either him or Derek White.
Yeah,
because it was either the two of them. Whenever they needed it, was one of them. He's right. One of them had it, and then they'd run a set or something that resembled a set, and they'd get a better look.
Yeah.
When they keep doing I can't stand the hero ball.
Yeah.
They still do it too much.
Problem is sometimes it works and they fall in love with it.
No, the problem is a lot of times it works because they're the two best wings in the game.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jaylen Brown should have been All-NBA second team. Kawhi Leonard did not have a better year than Jaylen Brown. Stop talking. I mean, how does the team with the best record in the league by like a touchdown, basically, doesn't have 2 guys in there, but teams that didn't get out of the first round did?
Doesn't make sense.
How does Phoenix have? You got to be kidding me. Devin Booker. Talk about someone shitting themselves. Devin Booker shit himself.
Did they finish 7th? What
I don't know, but he had an awful second.
What was
half.
Phoenix? 4 or 5 or 6?
They were 6th.
6th?
Yeah.
6th seed?
Yeah.
And they were that good. Like he played that
Minnesota,
well and got him a 6th seed?
Minnesota took a dump on them.
Did they sweep them?
Yeah, they did.
Yikes.
I mean, they took a dump on them, and they let them know it. And it was like, and there was nothing they could do about it. I mean, so it was like Devin Booker became this soft. He was tougher before. So this year he seemed like he was soft.
I don't know what happened to them.
Maybe the Bradley Beal effect.
Maybe. Do you remember that sequence where Brown dribbled in? He did a little like fake step through on somebody.
Made it.
You know what I'm talking about? Made it. And then right after that, Tatum fucking blew to the basket and two-handed it.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he does a step back 3.
I don't get it.
And it's like, dude, you just unlocked what you need to do for the rest of the fucking game.
Every time those two put their head down and got ahead of steam,
couldn't touch
there
him.
was nothing the Pacers could do except foul.
They did nothing. They don't even slide over.
No. I mean, and look at Obi Toppin and Naismith, and they've got wings that are big and athletic, but they just aren't good defenders. Pascal Siakam.
Naismith plays pretty tough.
He does, but
I mean, he would make a lot of mistakes and body the
dumb.
shit out of people.
He does a lot of dumb. Yeah. He's physically good enough.
But, athletically, he was giving effort on defense.
No, look.
They had to fight around that guy.
I will say this. I saw effort all 4 games out of the Pacers. I'm not taking that away from them. They played hard. They see this. Unlike the Celtics, they never stopped coming.
Yeah.
They never stopped coming. They just kept going 100 miles an hour. And again, that's the pace they play at. That's part of the reason why they're the leading scoring offense in the NBA issue, because they don't stop.
Yeah.
You take one break, they'll hit you for 8. 8-0 run, bang, like nothing. You can't take one break because they even remember made basket. And again, Carlisle played for Tom Blackburn, which got me. That's the fast break offense on a made basket. Boom, boom, 2 passes and they go. Mm-hmm. And they either take a 3 or they get a layup, and you just have to keep running.
Yeah.
And if you stop for 1 second,
they get a bucket.
So they did this to everybody. So
yeah, it's not the everyday type of offense you see.
No, most teams can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so when you're playing against somebody that's really good at it, you're bound to just,
at some point you're going to have a slip up because you just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can maintain it for a while, but unless you're playing 9 guys or 10 guys,
you can never drop your guard.
You can never drop your guard. Yeah. And at some point you get tired. Mm-hmm. So the thing is,
when I saw him take Tatum out with 3 and change,
he should have put Brissett in there.
Brissett?
The guy who was plus 18 in Game 3 when they came back.
Brissett?
He's a 6'7" wing defender they have who's very athletic and goes to the basket. They played him in Game 3. He was plus 18. He had 3 steals.
What was he doing tonight?
He kept putting Hauser in there to make his threes.
Hauser and Tillman. And Tillman wasn't.
No, Tillman was there for Horford, though. He was covering for Horford. That's different.
Oh, so the other guy is smaller than that.
Well, Cornette hurt his wrist in Game 1 or 2.
Oh, that's why Cornette wasn't in?
Wasn't in. That's why I haven't played him, because he broke his fractured or something.
He fractured his wrist?
His left one, he fell on it. And so
that's kind of a shit
So
loss.
they've played Tillman. They haven't played Keita, the 7-foot, that guy from Portugal.
I didn't think Tillman did very well tonight.
He did. Now, see, Keita, he's very long. He's 7'1" and very athletic.
I'd like to see that. Man.
He should play against Dallas because he can match him and Porzingis together would be dynamite. Because Porzingis could play the 4 and Tatum could play the 3. They could go super big and totally fuck with Dallas. Because Dallas's 2 bigs don't shoot threes. They go to the basket. You could play this lineup against Dallas.
Yeah, they wait for penetration.
They wait, and they get lobs for dunks. But you could play Porzingis and Keita together.
They look for offensive rebounds.
And Tatum plays the 3 and Brown the 2, and he could swap. Oh, my God. If you wanted to do that, you could do it.
Oh, my God.
Because Keita is a jumping jack. Like, the last game he played, he had 19, 9, and 6 blocks. He played 19 minutes.
You cannot quote stats from the last game of the year.
No. He didn't. That wasn't the last game of the year. It wasn't the last game of the year. He didn't play in the last game of the year.
Was it?
It was like a month left in the season.
Because you know how every last game of the year, a bunch of scrubs drop 50.
Peyton Pritchard is no scrub.
I'm not calling him a scrub.
Well, he dropped 30-something.
That was
39.
last year.
No, that was this year.
Well, last year he dropped like 40 or something.
He dropped 39 in the last game.
Yeah.
And he might have missed one shot.
But then...
Scrub.
No, I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm saying every year you see guys that aren't very good do that.
But I'm saying every time this kid has played, he has contributed.
Who?
All season. This kid, Keita.
Oh, yeah.
All year long when he's played, every time he's played, he's been plus.
You sound like me talking about Thibodeau.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mazzulla isn't a defense. He's not Tibbs. He doesn't think like Tibbs.
No, I know that. But remember when I used to complain that Tibbs wasn't using everybody throughout the year where he could have,
I don't know. Again, I think if the Knicks were healthy, he would have played 9 guys. You were missing 4.
But that was the thing. When everybody was healthy, he wouldn't do that.
You guys were banged up pretty early on. And you got banged up again. So
I mean, we're pretty healthy.
I don't know that you guys were healthy all season, quite honestly.
Not fully.
No, fully, I'm saying.
Not fully.
So I don't know. But the thing is this. Look, the Celtics have the pieces they need to win this thing. They match up very well with Dallas because they can run multiple defenders at both Luka and Kyrie. No other team can do that. No other team can do it. Minnesota is learning a painful lesson right now. Because they don't play defense like the Celtics. I know the Minnesota was rated higher on defense because the Celtics would have too many nights where they took their foot off the gas. But when the Celtics lock in, they're a better defensive team than Minnesota. And they match up very well with Dallas. People that are saying because Dallas is doing this to Minnesota, their best player is 22. He's never been this far.
Yeah.
He's never been this far. Kyrie's won a championship. Luka's been to a conference final. This guy ain't been nowhere near here. Okay? And by the way, Cat Towns, by the way, is the one that's costing them this series. Yeah. He's killing them.
What about the coach?
The only thing I would say about the coach is and Barkley and Shaq said the other night, why is this guy at 6'11" not on the block?
Talking about Cat?
Yeah. He could kill those two on the block. He really could.
Yeah.
He's too busy. He takes more threes than twos. No. Mm-hmm. No. You have to. And the thing is, and Shaq said it, if you miss your first, it's okay to take some threes. You miss 2 or 3 in a row, get your ass inside. Don't stay out there and keep shooting them.
Yeah.
It's Celtic syndrome. It's literally Celtic syndrome. In game 1 of this series, which they lost by 3, Minnesota took 49 threes. They didn't have a game all year where they took 45.
Was that the game Nas Reed hit 7 of 8?
No, he hit 3. That was game 2, I think. Game 1, they lost 108 to 105, and they took 49 threes. And there was no need for it.
How many did they make?
Not nearly enough. I think they were like 14 for 49.
Oh, God.
Or 13, whatever it was.
When you think about how many empty possessions that is.
I'm saying, shooting is a rhythm thing. It doesn't matter that I'm 51 years old. Any shooter will tell you that. It's a rhythm thing, even today. If you've missed a couple in a row, how most shooters get in a rhythm is they go to the basket for 3, get something close, then they step back when they're in rhythm. Not
get fouled, shoot some free throws.
Get something in close, get something easy, get the you know what I mean? Yeah. Not these, and it's all across the league. They all do the same fucking thing. No, let's take more. I'm just like fucking. It's dumb basketball. I hate it.
Well, did you hear tonight when I think it was Doris was like, "Did you see that? Is it Hauser? Hauser missed that 3
again.
He's in the thick of it, and Jason Tatum walks up to him, pats him on the back, and says, "Keep shooting." And he was like, when you have the belief of your best player, and you're going, sit this.
By the way, he didn't make another one in the whole game.
No, he didn't. And he missed at least 2 more.
And he's a liability on defense. He couldn't cover any of these guys. Yeah. This is the other thing.
No, when the guy's hot, he's great.
But he hasn't been hot in a month.
No.
And the thing is,
that's why I was like, "Where the fuck is Courtney?"
This is why you have, Brissett.
But I know he was hurt.
O'Shea Brissett, who played in Game 3 and was plus 18, had 3 steals.
His name's O'Shea.
O'Shea, S-H.
Irish fella.
It's O-S-H-A-E. O'Shea. Brissett. He is a 6'7" wing. He's very athletic. He goes to the back. He's a slasher, and he plays D like you read about. He played, and I said this on the show before Game 2, that Missoula needed to use this kid. He puts him in the game. He's plus 18. He has 3 steals. And then tonight, he doesn't play a single minute. Was it not the same team? Were they not playing the same team?
They were.
Why he locked them down? Like why? Mm-hmm. Well, especially when Tatum got his 5th foul. Yeah. You have that luxury. You don't put Sam. Give me a break.
He was just rolling with Hauser.
Stupid. Oh, he'll make a 3. He made 2 threes in the whole fucking series. He was 2 for 16. Useless. And by the way, defensively, oh my, what a nightmare! What a nightmare! If I'm, and I guarantee you, Carlisle said, "Hey, when that white stiff gets in there, whoever's calling him, just take him to school. What's gonna clear it out? Just take him down. Just wipe your ass with him. What a tomato can! Fucking don't. He was not during the season." He was in this season. In fact, he wasn't very good against Cleveland either, for that matter.
Jesus.
Fucking just he went from stud to scrub. Like he was really good, and then suddenly he just sucked. He just shit the bed for like fucking 8 games in a row. He has shit the bed.
And so for some reason, Missoula's going, "We're rolling with Hauser."
When you have other options. I tell you, I said this, Brad Stevens, who, by the way, won Executive of the Year. You know why? Because he built the roster. Yeah, he won it. And he won it because he built a roster where Missoula had every piece he needed. He just had to push the right button. When he put this kid in, he did it after Hauser bricked a few more. The kid goes plus 18, plays 20 minutes, has 3 steals. The Pacers offense goes in the toilet because now they have Brown, him, and Tatum out there running around defending everybody. There was no drop-off. Why did he not play a single minute tonight?
I thought you were like misspelling somebody's name because I hadn't heard of Brissett.
He played in the regular season at times, and when he played him, it was for defensive reasons, and he was awesome. So he's used him in that role before.
Seems like perfect little change-up.
But again, for this team.
Right.
And J.J. Redick said this on the air tonight before the game. There are some games, and he was talking about Hauser actually. He said there are some series that are just not for you. Like the Pacers, they were saying that the reason Hauser was off is because the pace was too quick for him. He couldn't keep up. He couldn't get in a rhythm. And maybe that's true.
Maybe that's true.
Maybe that's true. J.J. would know, okay? The thing is, he tells a story about how Doc Rivers said to him, hey, look, this is not your series. This team does this, and that's really what you struggle with that. So in this scenario, it's not, and J.J. was a starter at the time. He had to accept it. And J.J. was like, look, he wasn't wrong. Look at the tape. It was true. So J.J. actually said Doc was right on this. And in this case, maybe it wasn't Hauser's series. Okay, well, you have Brissett. It was his series. Because he matched up very well with them. He could guard Toppin. He could guard freaking Pascal Siakam. He could guard the other, what's the other dude there on the wing there? Shepard. He could guard these guys. He could literally, Naismith. He could guard multiple positions like Tatum and Brown can. And he could, and by the way, he'll go to the basket. What can't the Pacers do? Stop dribble penetration. So he's a perfect matchup. And when he played him, he was plus 18. So I'm not making this up.
That's weird.
It's like, why did he touch the floor tonight? Especially the way that game was going.
Right.
Where you needed to get them out of their rhythm and stop this shit. Where was he?
Yeah, as good as they were shooting.
Yeah, where was he? This is Mazzulla. I was telling Skinner, Mazzulla's wetting himself again. Fucking wets himself. Like, what are you doing? No, go back to the shooter. No. What? It's true. It's true.
Dude, you know what? It just made me it made me think of the Indiana Fever coach. remember when she was calling that place?
Talk about wetting yourself.
Oh, man. She was trying to call that out of bounds play.
She got stuck in a thought.
She was like,
and realized
play slice.
And then it was like a 30
seconds. We're running slice.
We're running slice.
And then she looked down the clipboard.
It's slice, yeah.
She looked at the marker and she was like, we're running slice. And then they're coming off the floor and the player goes, am I taking it out?
No,
she's taking it out.
They didn't even say her by name. It was fucking Caitlin Clark. They didn't even say her by name. No, she, her. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. If you break the huddle not knowing who's taking it out, nobody heard anything. Because that's an important part of the play.
But anyway, the point is Mazzulla wet himself tonight. And he got away with it because the Pacers
he didn't poop himself.
Because the Pacers shit themselves.
While
he was wetting himself, the Pacers were shitting.
The progress that you have seen in the Pacers this year. From last year, it was a complete dumping.
I mean, the Celtics. Diarrhea.
Sorry.
Diarrhea Jones in the diaper of doom.
Last year, it was almost as if
it was diarrhea.
The playoffs began and the Celtics started popping laxatives.
It was the song.
They were popping laxatives from game one.
It was the end of Van Wilder when they gave that kid the turbo lax and he shit in the fucking trash. It was the end of Van Wilder. That's what it was.
I mean,
that was them last year.
Laxatives from day one.
This they caught themselves.
This year
they've caught themselves.
Well, it's almost like tiny little bit of peas leaked out.
Yeah, but they haven't shit themselves.
No, and they really
made it to the toilet.
They also didn't completely piss themselves in any of these.
No, I mean, look,
it was just a wee little bit of pee.
Look, I understand.
It was a wee bit of pee.
I understand human nature to a point. Whereas when you know the other team's best player, by the way, this happened in 3 consecutive series. I mean, when the fuck was the last time that happened? Where the Heat don't have Butler. Cleveland loses a Mitchell in the middle of the game. Now, they were losing, but they lose him in Game 3. Lose him for the series, basically. Mm-hmm. And then Halliburton goes down in Game 3 of this series. Like, when was the last time you saw this happen?
Yeah,
I've never seen this happen in a playoff series, in a playoff run where the team that runs into 3 consecutive teams that their best player, if he wasn't down to start the series, he couldn't finish it. How weird is that?
Yeah.
So, as much as I want to get on the Celtics, this has never really happened in my lifetime that I can think of, where a team went through this 3 consecutive rounds in a row.
Yeah.
I don't remember this happening. So,
but the crazy part is the The Pacers got that up to this point, too.
They did. They both did.
They both got that.
They both did. Now, look, to be fair, when Giannis played during the Pacers won 4 out of 5. They kicked their ass with Giannis on the court 4 out of 5 times.
But they lost 2 games without Giannis. I mean, they beat him without Dame one night.
I'm saying that, that was the game
So if Giannis is there?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, they got lucky too.
Didn't the Bucks win 2 games in that series?
They won it. Yeah, they did. Dame had one game where he went off. He had like 4.
And then they won the game without Dame.
And then they won a game without Dame where they
I don't know. If Giannis is in that series,
I don't know. But
the Bucks didn't make it out of that series.
They might have. I'm just saying that people were picking that before they knew Giannis wasn't coming back. They all had Indiana. They had Indiana in 6 or 7 games. So that's kind of how it played out.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, in the next round, the Knicks are the mass unit, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
They lost. I mean, they had Toppin, and they lose him like in game 3. What the fuck happened to him?
You mean OG?
OG Anunoby.
OG Toppin. OG Anunoby.
And,
well, yeah, when they had Anunoby, they won the first 2 games.
Yep. And then he goes down in game 3?
He went down in game 2.
Game 2. And never
Remember,
came back.
So game 2 was the game that OG pulled his hammy and Brunson hurt his foot. They won that game.
And they lost Mitchell right before the series. In the
after
middle.
Game 1, right?
After game 1 of the Philly series, right? We broke his...
No, Mitchell played game 1 of the India series.
And then he got hurt.
And then he was out.
So they lost him too.
Yeah.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, so...
Well, that's the only part that makes it tough
Yeah.
with me gauging Boston.
It's hard to gauge them.
Because I've always said I think they're great, but it's tough to tell. Like, what is their A game look like?
I think...
Because if we've already seen their A game, I'm worried about them.
The thing is, I said this with probably a month ago in the season. I'm like, we have yet to see their A game. I don't know what it is yet.
It's almost like you can't see it until they meet a team that's comparable.
Are there times when I thought I saw it? Yes. When Oklahoma City came to Boston that night, that looked like okay.
They gave the Knicks a couple of games this year.
It's happened a couple of times. Mm-hmm. It's just not enough where you're like, oh, what is it really? But when it happened, it was always against a good opponent.
Yeah.
It was never against a bad one. Doesn't mean they didn't blow teams out. They let the league blow us. But they would coast. And I think, you know what happened? This is what gives me hope. The whole season, they knew they were going to, they knew. They knew if we stay healthy, we're running this thing. They knew. But they secured everything ahead of schedule. Mm-hmm. This is the checkpoint. They had a couple of hiccups. They did, but every team does. But not like last year. Where they had several.
Well, they had the Laker hiccup, and then they won, 19,
12 in a row.
20 or
12
something?
in a row. Or, like 19 out of 21.
Yeah,
after that
it was like...
Because it was embarrassing. Mm-hmm. And they got pissed off. It's like, then they lock in.
And that's what you want.
Yeah. So they respond.
Yeah.
Whenever it's happened, I will say this, they have responded. So,
and the difference in this series is it happened and they responded in game.
In game.
Which is good.
The thing is, they play to the level of their competition. Whoever it is, Minnesota, same thing. When they were in, the Minnesota game out in Minnesota, they went to overtime. Jaylen Brown had a shot to win at the buzzer because he took a fucking 3 when he needed 2. They lost in overtime, and then they beat them here. Mm. Tatum went off. He had 45.
What was the score in Boston?
They won by probably 8. I think 8 or 9. They lost in overtime by 6 or 5 rather in Minnesota. It was tied. They lost 135 to 130 or something.
And when did they play Dallas? That's what I want to see.
They once was early.
Shit, it's almost midnight.
Yeah. Once was early, and I don't remember when the second one was. I don't know if it was right before the trade deadline. I don't remember. It was close. I think it was. I want to say it was in January, but I don't know. Anyway, the bottom line is this: their track record is to play the level of their competition, whoever it is. They're going to have home court advantage. They have the lineup. If in fact this ends up being Dallas, they match up with Dallas better than anybody because they can literally they can shut down or contain one of those two. And if you can do that, you can beat them. You can. So Boston has the ability to do that. I don't care what these bigs are. If they get Porzingis back another 9 days with that, I mean, if he's not ready after this, he's not ready, period.
All right, so the first game was January 22nd.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay.
Yeah, and that's after the trade deadline.
February 6th was the trade deadline.
Oh, February 6th.
February 8th, rather, was the trade deadline.
Okay, so maybe the Mavs didn't have their full roster?
No, they had Lively. He was on the team. They went and got Gabbert.
Okay, Lively. I did notice that.
They had Lively on the team already. They added Gabbert and somebody else. Maybe it's Washington. Gafford and Washington.
Oh, and P.J. Washington.
P.J. Washington, yeah.
Okay, so Lively was there. Okay, so they beat him by 19 that game. Then the other one was March 1st.
So this is after the deadline.
Beat him by 28.
Yeah.
This game was in Boston.
Yeah. So they match up with them better than anybody else does. And what ESPN is hanging their hat on as well.
Gafford only played 6 minutes.
He's playing more now.
Much more.
So the thing is, but Lively played, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is Lively the starter?
Yeah. Yep. But the thing is, the Celtics matchup with the two guys you've got to deal with better than anybody else does. They can literally go 2 for 1, in some cases 3 for 1. In the case of Luka, honestly, I would if I'm the Celtics.
Their top 4 could guard both of them.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown can guard Kyrie Irving. If the Celtics wanted
Tatum can too, right?
They both can. If the Celtics wanted to, they could. Tatum, who's taller than Luka and more athletic. Tatum, you got Luka. Jaylen Brown, you got Kyrie.
Yeah. And if you have to switch, Derek White will take
Derek White and Drew Holiday.
And Drew Holiday will take you.
Who are both bigger than Kyrie also and quick enough to stay with him.
And both but would you say both are better defenders than Tatum and Brown? Or is Brown the best defender?
Pound for pound, I think it's Brown. But see, I've seen Tatum do shit. I've seen when he really, because he's got that wingspan.
But Holiday too. You got to
Derek White.
That's what
led the NBA in blood. They have
so
4
are Holiday
guys.
and White better defenders than Brown and Tatum?
I don't know.
That's tough.
It's a tough. I don't know because I've seen those guys
switch.
They can switch.
Even though White and Holiday
Luka will not push Drew Holiday around.
Let's hope not.
He won't. He's much stronger than Anthony Edwards is. If a 6'11",
he's not pushing around Anthony Edwards.
You just said a little while ago, Miles Turner, who's 6'11", couldn't back him down. You think Luka can?
Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
No.
If the 6'11", 260 guy couldn't do it, Luka ain't gonna do it.
Miles Turner's also. He doesn't really back you down.
He tries to back you down. He did try to do with Derek White.
He just turns around and shoots a jumper. And I mean, it was
Luka's
effective.
not backing that. Luka, I'll bet on it.
No,
he's not backing him down.
I agree with you.
But the thing is this: the Celtics defensively match up very well with these two, and they can wear them down. The question is, to his point, how big a loss is Porzingis? The Mavericks don't have a 5 that shoots threes. They don't.
So it wouldn't be as big. So if they were playing Minnesota, you feel like you'd need Porzingis more.
Definitely Denver. If it had been them, they would have needed him. Or Minnesota, because Gobert doesn't shoot threes either. Tatum would kick the crap out of Cat Towns. He kicked the crap out of him. He did both games. He kicked the crap out of him. Minnesota has bad matchups with Boston too, because on the perimeter, Tatum and Brown, and then you've got Holiday and Derek White.
Yeah.
There's no team that has that. Yeah. Not to that level. With them, it's all about.
They need to fucking win this shit.
With them, it's all about shot selection. If they're moving the ball and they're getting into the paint and they're getting to the free throw line, I don't care if they take 43s, if they're good 43s. But with them, it's the best ones are always off penetration.
Dude, but even off penetration sometimes, they pass out to the 3. The guy pump fakes. The guy goes flying by. There is a clear path to the bucket, and they pull up and they shoot.
You and I could hold hands and walk down that lane, and they
still shoot the 3.
Sidestep it and shoot the 3.
And I'm like, okay. Every now and then, like to your point, if you are on fire, yes, take that 3.
But when you've missed 11 in a row,
you got to dunk,
which they have a propensity to do at times.
Yeah, those are the ones that were killing me, because I'm like, you did everything right, but then took the hardest shot.
And then every now and then they do it. They shot fake and they go to the basket. Whenever they do, they got to land.
Derek White does it.
Derek White does it. But Drew Holiday has done.
But Derek White's also a chucker. I mean, he loves to just.
They give him the green light to do it.
Yeah.
He said that because he was hot in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. They were asking. They just keep telling me to shoot. So, okay, I'll keep shooting. That's the way he said it. He's like, okay, they want me to keep shooting. I'll keep shooting. That's the way he acted. Yeah. So because he's not used to doing that.
Yeah.
He was 14 points a game in the regular season. He's averaging like 20 in the playoffs. But he's taking more shots. Mm-hmm. So look at. Again, if they're driving the basket and there's a shot blocker there, kick out for the 3. Yeah. If there isn't, finish at the damn rim, because you got great finishers.
Yeah, they do.
And this is what drives you mad about them. So
was it Brown or Tatum that did like the lefty like finger roll off a spin? I think it might have been Tatum.
I think it was Tatum.
It was like a whoop.
Yeah. They both can finish with either hand. They're both extremely athletic. Their first step is amazing. The two of them. And now they've got you where they're capable three-point shooters where you have to respect that shot.
I've seen Brown finishing with his left.
Yeah, he's getting much better with his left. He still can't make fucking free throws.
Well, he doesn't always drive dribbling left, but I've seen him finish with the left, which is nice.
When he can do two dribbles, he's virtually unguardable.
Boom, boom.
Two dribbles quick. Either way. When he has to get to 4, 5, that's when there can be a problem. But if he's downhill and he catches it 1, 2, and goes, that's it. Mm-hmm. Either hand. So, look, they're going to have 9 days off. They're probably going to get Dallas. My hope is Minnesota gets a pair tomorrow night because they've been in every game. Every game they could have won. They could have won all three of them. Like, Dallas hasn't blown them out. And they're not going to blow them out.
What do you think about Naz Reid taking the final shot in that game?
There's no way in hell Naz Reid should take the final shot. I don't care if he was under the basket all by himself with no one in the gym. If Anthony Edwards
was 7 for 8 from 3.
If Anthony Edwards is on that court,
he's got to take it.
He's got to take that shot. That's what you pay him for.
He's the one with the mentality.
He's got the mentality to make that shot regardless of who's on him. Right. And there was a stretch there in the third quarter where he looked like Anthony Edwards. He just shit all over them. He had that dunk where he took off. Yeah. I mean, and then he hit the fadeaway. He just shit on them for like 4 minutes. I don't know, but it was filthy.
Yeah, it's always
filthy. Like he looked like Jordan on that. He took off. He hung. Minus the tongue. And all of a sudden he just swooped by the rim and flushed. And I was like, that looks like Jordan. That's what Jordan used to do in his heyday. So the thing is, tomorrow night, Cat Towns has to get on the block. No more. He went 0 for 8 from the three-point line. What the fuck are you doing at 0 for 3? Shaq's right. Why are you taking the fourth one?
Yeah.
Get your 6'11" ass. And he's got things. He has post moves. He has a post game. He could do this. It's not like he doesn't have a game. He has it.
Isn't that how he started?
Yeah.
He wasn't a three-point shooter.
The problem was he made the mistake. I posted it. He self-proclaimed the greatest shooting big man that ever.
Did he really say that?
He really said it.
You sure?
Yep. That really happened. Because I remember when ESPN brought it up. Because he had a game where he hit like 6 threes.
Was that when he was like on somebody's podcast just running?
Scott Van Pelt was the first one that said it on the air. Where he said it. He wasn't the last one to say it. Multiple people have confirmed this was said. Okay?
Wow.
Since he has made that statement, though.
Not good.
Well, first of all, how do you make that statement?
Dirk
Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki is a better shooting big man than he is. He is.
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is not the best anything.
No, he's not. You said that yourself.
I mean, he's good.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good player.
He's not Dirk Nowitzki or Larry Bird. Yeah. No.
He's not the best rebounder. He's not the best defender. He's not the best shooter.
He's good at all of them.
Yeah, he's good.
But
he's a really good player.
He's clearly not a great basketball player because if he was, he'd have the sense to go, I've missed 3 in a row, get my ass down there and get a few in a row. He up here is not very good.
And if what you're saying is true, if he's got the moves, it's weird that
he has the game to do this. That's the thing. He could do it. Yeah, and this is where I said, you asked me about what would you say about the Minnesota coaching staff. The one mistake I think they've made is they have not put his ass on the block. Or they haven't told him, get your ass down there.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And that's a big part of coaching is putting people in positions where you say, this is how you and the team are going to be successful.
If I were his coach, I would pull him out and say, look, I know you can make that shot, but the advantage is on the block. That dude couldn't guard you if I gave him a gun.
Yeah.
Get down there and show them why you're an all-star. Change your game. Go down there and kick the mother. You do that, we're going to win this game. Mm-hmm. I promise you do that, we're going to win this game. And he'll go out and he'll fucking do it. I guarantee you that has not been said.
Well, and then if he creates that problem, then Ant has more freedom to do what he needs to do.
When you hear people saying, hey, you're going to keep shooting him, it's the worst fucking thing you could hear. You know it's over. He's not going to do that tomorrow night. Anthony Edwards is going to have to score 44 tomorrow night and figure out which one of these two he's going to contain. Because he can't stop them both. He's got to decide, I'm going to guard Luka and I'm going to slow him down. I'm going to hold him to 20. And I'm going to drop 40 on his ass because Luka can't guard him.
They were saying in game 1 he called for Kyrie and
he
he was tired.
What a donkey.
He couldn't do it.
What an idiot. Why would no one has ever said, I got Kyrie?
I got Kyrie.
Just like no one has ever said, I've got Michael Jordan. Or I'm checking Magic. Oh, hey, the white guy, I want him. Yeah. No one says that. No one with a brain says that.
No, the way you take those defensive assignments, you go, oh, do you want me to?
You don't tell anyone
anything. You want me to get him? Okay.
It's all about what can I hold him to. What can I take away? Because he's so good, he's going to get whatever I find. Let me give him the least likely thing. And he'll drop 25, but it's better than 35. We contained him tonight. We didn't stop him. We contained him. That's what you do. You don't say, I got him. Kyrie's averaging 30.
Is he really?
He's averaging 30. So stupid. The Celtics, who know Kyrie Irving, who were teammates with Kyrie Irving, are not going to say this.
You think the Celtics want to beat him?
Are you kidding
Is
me?
anybody still there?
This is the Porzingis was drafted. They said him and Luka had when they were playing together. They didn't get along.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that came out today. On First
Really?
Take. First Take brought that up this morning.
That makes me like Porzingis more.
I'm saying there's that. Then there's Kyrie.
Is there anybody left on the Celtics from when Kyrie was there?
Yeah, Tatum and Brown.
They were there together?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How was that 5 years ago?
It was 2016 and 2017.
Holy shit. It was 8 years ago.
It is now.
So was that their rookie year?
Second year and third year and second year. Because Brown's now 27 and Tatum's 26.
Right, that's why he got paid first.
Yeah. So the thing is, they know this guy better than anybody.
Did they get along?
They're not going to sit there and say, I got him.
Did they get along?
Yeah.
They did.
They still hug it out, and it makes me sick.
Well,
but the thing is, since Kyrie stepped on the logo, he's 0-10 against the Celtics, including a playoff sweep. So,
playoff sweep when he was with who?
Brooklyn. The year before, Jaylen Brown didn't play in the series. They beat him in 5. He stepped on the logo and pulled this crap. The next year, Boston swept Brooklyn.
With Brown.
With Brown and Tatum healthy. And since then, so look, to Kyrie's credit, I'll be fair. I always try to be fair. And even with this guy who drives me
Life
fool.
isn't fair.
No, but he's been, this season, he's been a model citizen.
Awesome.
He's done everything you ever thought he could do, but never thought he would do. He's done all of it, to his credit. And I want to be fair. He has done it, and he's the biggest reason why they're in this. It's not just with his play. It's his, dare I say this, leadership.
You can kind of see him out there on the court talking to people.
He's been very positive. He's held himself accountable. He has shown up to work. There's been no sideshow. He has played his ass off all season long, and you have to be fair and give credit where credit is due. He is the biggest reason they are here. I'm serious. And he will be the reason they win it, if they do win it, the whole thing.
Who are you and what have you done with my friend?
Look, no one ever questioned the kid's talent.
Who are you and what have you done with my good man?
It was always between the ears with him.
Who the fuck are you and what have you done with my friend and neighbor?
Listen, I'm being fair.
I said,
I'm not
what
making
do you
this
go
up.
by? And what have you done with my jolly man?
Look, if the Celtics beat them, am I going to dance a jig on his grave? Yes, I am.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because I still can't stand him. One good year doesn't make up for all the shit that he's done.
There's my friend.
I'm just saying I'm being fair.
There was an impersonator here about 10 seconds
you
ago.
cannot. It is poor journalism.
Glenn, he's back.
We're not journalists. It is poor. It is poor.
Look,
I've
got the broadcast journalism degree.
Is it poor broadcasting? Is it poor, what would you call it? Broadcasting.
I have a broadcast journalism degree.
Criticize a man when he screws up and then not praise him when he does right.
Okay, if you want to talk about poor journalism and broadcasting, you could go right to our bio. We've got a couple of years of it.
We do.
Okay? And
Poor.
poor broadcasting.
Piss poor.
Absolutely piss poor.
I mean, we're
Now,
talking.
You know what? And I'm gonna call out some poor broadcasting.
Are we talking bottom of the barrel or the dead grass below the barrel? I guess.
No,
because there's levels to this,
we
America.
spit on the barrel.
But there's levels.
We spit on the barrel.
Fair enough. But
we're not bottom of it.
And
no, hold on. I have somebody to call out in terms of poor broadcasting. Okay, it's Mets related. So obviously the Mets are in a bad place right now, and people like to shit all over them while they're down.
I thought we were going to get through this without the Mets tonight.
So Edwin Diaz has, he tore his knee up celebrating in the World Baseball Classic over a year ago. Missed an entire year. Has come back. He's obviously not the same guy.
Oh.
He must not trust his leg. He doesn't have the same velocity.
Yeah.
And he's fallen apart. He's got 4 blown saves. They demoted him. They put him back. He blew another save. And yesterday on SportsCenter, the anchor's talking to Buster Olney, and Only's got the boom and bust of the week or whatever.
The boom and the bust.
Whatever the fuck it was. The boom was good or whatever was good.
The boom and the
then
blast.
he goes, and the bust of the week is Edwin Diaz. He's blown 4 saves, blah, blah, blah. And then the SportsCenter anchor
The boom and the...
goes, do you hear that? He goes, it's certainly not the trumpets.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, you fucking scumbag. This guy's coming off a torn ACL.
That is lower than...
He's coming,
low.
like...
That's lower than Halliburton with the choke.
Yes.
That's lower than that.
That's lower than
and
that.
that was damn low.
The guy is coming back off a torn ACL.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, what the fuck?
You're not right. For every guy that's had that injury will tell you. You're not right for a year.
Most
year,
yeah.
It's like year 2.
It's going to take him time.
Yeah, you're not right the first year.
Well, maybe at the end of this season, he'll get back to where he's really trusting it.
You have to give, if we're being, again, it's a fair thing. You got to give the guy that time.
And when you're a pitcher, dude, whether it's the knee, whether it's the leg you're pushing off, or it's the leg you're landing on, the trust factor in that knee, it's going to take time.
It is.
And so I was saying that was poor broadcasting because you're on SportsCenter. Okay, like if you're on a Phillies podcast or a Braves podcast and you say that, all right, I'm not going to really hate on you because you're just on a podcast. When you were an ESPN SportsCenter anchor, I felt like that was just not classy at all.
No, it wasn't.
Did you hear that? Certainly not the trumpets.
No, you're supposed to be impartial.
Nobody's impartial anymore.
No, that's over. That's out the window.
They're all on there going, how are my Eagles going to do today when they're talking to the reporter?
They've got the agenda. It's not even, they don't even hide it. They haven't tried to hide it anymore.
Part of me doesn't hate it completely, but I think there are times where it gets, like this guy saying that, to me that was a very fan thing to say.
It's one thing to mock a guy when he's acting like Kyrie Irving usually has. It's another thing when a guy's coming off an injury.
Guy's coming off an injury and he's going through a hard stretch.
You got to cut him some slack. There's layers to this.
And look, I'm not mad at Only for saying bust of the week. Okay, you want to say that. I thought that was a little harsh, but it has been quite the bust. I mean, it sucked for us Mets fans.
Look, 2 things can be true.
Right.
I'm just saying that in the interest of fair play, here's the one thing you can do as a sportscaster or as like us, we can actually be fair. Yeah. We can very easily, we can be fair.
But also,
it's not that difficult to do.
But also, here's the thing. When you're watching a show like this, we're not in a professional setting.
No.
Giving new,
and yet we're being fair. Like, we don't have to be fair.
Typically, but we're not always fair. Sometimes we're just emotional.
When were we not fair?
I mean, I think sometimes we get on players.
You think you're not fair with the Mets? I think you're fair. No, I think you're fair with the Mets.
Sometimes I'll shit on somebody that doesn't need to be shit on. I'm like in an emotional state. If I was on SportsCenter, I wouldn't be spewing the same shit. On SportsCenter, I feel like you're there to report the news, not give your fucking take on it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You have to be impartial.
You're an anchor.
Yeah, you're supposed to report it. Talk about the biggest and most important plays or whatever.
And you let a reporter or an expert give the opinion.
You don't put your umph on it.
Yeah.
Because no one cares what you think.
Now, in a different way, Stuart Scott, he would put flavor on it. He would put style on it. He would say funny. I like adding flavor to the
highlights. When a player made a great play, he would emphasize.
Right.
And Kilborn would do that too.
That's different than
Berman would do it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's fine.
All the funny guys. Dan Patrick.
And that's fine. When a guy makes a great play or a girl, whatever, that's fine.
Well, I'm saying when you're
not picking on the opponent. That was incredible.
When you're reporting on the highlights, give it some flair. That's fun.
That's fine. It's highlights.
But I don't know. I thought it was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
I'm also a sensitive fucking Mets fan who's depressed in my own right. So, any negative comment anywhere near me right now is going to go off like a fucking landmine.
I would say
it's called Depression 101, folks.
with the Mets, I mean, he said their ceiling was a wild card. That's everything went right. So not a lot of things are going right now.
I said their bottom was 4th place.
Which is where they are.
This is where they are.
Fortunately for them, the 5th place team is the Marlins.
Well, that's the thing.
Who are a pretty good team.
Here's the thing. I thought they'd be in 4th place, but I thought the Nats would be in last.
The Nats have surprised.
And I thought the Marlins would be in 3rd.
Yeah, I think.
But it's reversed.
The problem is it's the Nats, who've stunk for quite a while.
Well, I mean, the Mets are like one of the lowest 3 teams.
They are right now
in the league.
In the National League, they are. Yeah.
It's like the Marlins, the Rockies, and the Mets.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy part is they're like 4 games out of the wild card.
It's May what? It's May 27th.
Their ace has not pitched a game.
Yeah.
And probably won't, let's be honest. I mean,
well, that's a big loss.
Their catcher tore a ligament in his thumb, should be coming back end of June. But before he went out, I think he was hitting 230. So we're not getting Johnny Bench back.
No, but the Red Sox went through this last 4 years with Chris Sale. They haven't had him for 4 freaking years. But he was our ace, and we never. He was supposed to be our ace, and we
Chris
suffered.
Sale?
Yeah, Chris Sale was supposed to be our ace. And
Chris
after the
Sale.
World Series year, when he was great, he was never healthy again, and they suffered because of it.
Yeah.
So if this guy doesn't play pitch an inning all season long, yeah, the Mets are going to suffer for that.
Yeah.
If he never pitches, how do you? Their pitching staff isn't that great to begin with.
No.
So you don't have a guy. This isn't like next man up. That ain't going to fucking happen. Like, come on. So
next free agent signing of the month.
But here's the question, though.
They called up a young guy, Christian Scott.
Would you say that 3 games out of the last wild card? 4. All right. What if at the All-Star break they're 4 back? They're still 4 back. They stay there. Do you make a move? Should they make a move?
No. Well, in what way?
If they add a hitter or a pitcher or something they need, that might make them better.
If anything,
you don't think it's worth it if they're only 4 back?
If anything, if they're 4 back, that means some of their one-year players are playing pretty well. Because if they're 4 back, that means they're going to have to play at least 500 baseball. So if JD Martinez is hitting the cover off the ball, trade him.
See, he's give up. Just sell.
No, because here's my thing. I'm not saying sell everything, but like, what are you going to do with a wild card spot this year? You don't have the pitching to win a playoff series. You don't have the hitting to win the playoff series.
What if the ace does come back second half?
They still don't have the pitching.
So even if he's on his game, he's not good enough?
Kodai Senga?
Who is their ace? Is that him?
That's him. But
what if he's on his game?
I'm saying
even with that,
last year was his rookie year.
I'm saying,
so we don't even know what he's going to be this year.
Or what if he's a legit ace?
Then they'd be a decent team.
So you think if they got an
ace
and he was healthy and pitching great, you think they wouldn't have a chance?
No, not even close.
Okay.
They cannot hit situationally, so they can't drive runs in, and their bullpen is a fucking sieve right now.
Do they have a closer?
Yeah, his name's Edwin Diaz, and they're fucking making mockery of him on ESPN.
Who's coming off, though?
And so they had another guy who was pitching like the 7th and 8th inning, unhittable, Reed Garrett. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Brought him in to close. What does he do? Bang, bang, boom. Now he's a pooper scooper. So.
Smell it? Smells like the Mets closer.
Smells like the Indiana Pacers pants tonight.
Oh.
Pacers, check your pants.
Ooh.
You might find your manhood there, along with a bunch of shit.
Sludge falls.
Sludge falls and a scrotum. There's a scrotum in your underpants. It detached.
So you wet yourself.
It absolutely detached.
So the shit's been marinating in the urine.
Well, no, I mean the urine's on your front. The urine's on the front of your trousers.
I don't know.
The shit's in the back.
I don't know. If it's diarrhea, it's running.
Oh, God.
It's running.
You think it's coming to the front?
If it's diarrhea.
Oh, no, it's going right down you.
I don't know. Well, so's the urine.
No, the urine's wetting the front.
At some point, these two things are going to meet.
I don't think so.
And when they do?
Oh, man. That could be a book, When the Urine Meets the Shit.
When the urine meets the diarrhea.
The urine meets the shit.
When the man who wets himself meets the man who poops himself.
There once was a book called When the Rubber Hits the Road. Now we bring you When the Urine Hits the Shit.
Can that man be one and the same?
When the urine hits... From the producers of When the Rubber Hits the Road.
It's terrible.
We bring you When the Urine Hits the Shit.
Look.
It's going to be a cult classic.
Both the Mets and the Pacers were injured. So I thought that they fought. At least the Pacers did. And when people say the Celtics weren't tested, I can think of twice in this series when they were tested. Game 1 and Game 3. They were down 3 with 10 seconds left. They found a way to tie it. They were down 18 in Game 3 and came back and found a way to win.
So they've put themselves in some precarious situations.
Well, this is the thing.
Had to be clutch in those moments.
They put themselves in it, but they got themselves out of it.
Yeah. They were high-pressure moments, but they ended up winning.
But this is where I get mad at Mike Wilbon saying the Pacers outplayed them. No, they didn't.
No,
Boston kept letting them back in.
Yeah.
It was more. How many times were the Pacers ahead and the Celtics? No, the Celtics had way more blown leads than the Pacers in this. Way more.
Without doubt.
So you can't. No.
Yeah.
No.
I, as soon as he said that, I was like, disagree.
He lost a lot of credibility with me there because he's not giving the Celtics enough credit. And again, to be fair, be fair. The thing is, the
Pacers too much.
The Celtics have not had Porzingis since last month, and they've kept winning.
Yeah.
And they've never made an excuse. Their fan base hasn't made an excuse. No one
didn't need to.
No, because the rest of the team stepped up and responded.
Yeah.
So the thing is, look, the Pacers fought hard. They still had 6 guys play very well of the 7, and Boston was missing one of their top 7. So to me, it's sauce with the goose.
Sauce with the goose. Never heard that one.
The odds will be even.
Dude,
I
wanted to ask your opinion on this because I haven't watched all the games. I've watched pieces of these games, and they're exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers, Panthers. Everybody's been saying the same thing about the Rangers that they are about. They're saying that the Rangers have been outplayed and are up. The Rangers up 2-1 or 3-1?
The Rangers up 2-1. I've seen 2 games. I didn't see the last one. I saw the first.
They said the Rangers have been outshot by like Gradunk.
I think they outplayed them, but it wasn't a huge disparity. Meaning, again, the first 2 games were in New York, so they got
they lost the first one.
Yeah, they got a split. Look, they got a split, but then they gave it back. Now, again, to me, again, history shows us, home ice means nothing in hockey.
Yeah,
it means nothing. It really doesn't. I mean, I've seen too many weird shit happen.
Seems to bear out
more in that sport than any other. Playing surface or where it is, the venue doesn't matter.
Well,
doesn't matter.
Didn't we see somebody win a Game 7 on the road? Was it Edmonton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Florida won the Game 6 closeout game in Boston.
Oh yeah.
So, to me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And again, there's more evidence of it. Believe me. But so, because you can get a hot goalie, it's like you get a hot pitching staff. No matter where you play, the pitching staff's still going to throw it the same.
Well, see that's what they were saying is that Shesterkin or whatever his name is. The goalie for the Rangers has really kind of saved the Rangers. Like,
he has.
They're not playing great.
He has, playing great. And that's the equalizer.
Yeah.
That's the last line of your defense.
Dude,
if he's a Stonewall Jackson, you got a shot.
Hopefully he doesn't get shot by a teammate. Little history lesson.
Yeah.
We were watching the game when my parents were here on Sunday, and I can't remember who it was, just sliced through the middle and flipped the puck like over the shoulder of the goalie. It was fucking amazing.
Look, both of these teams are really good. They both are, by the way. So would I be shocked if Florida ties us up 2-2 and they end up going 7 games? No. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Mm-hmm. And 6 is the bare minimum. This is going to go minimum 6, I think. So because they're both really good. And I still think the Rangers are going to win, but it's going to be close. And it should be. So, but again, their goalie, if he stays hot, they're going to have a chance to win every game. And get out of here. And that series has all the makings of a classic. It really does. So we'll see what happens.
We shall see.
But anyway,
one more game in Florida.
Yeah, one more game in Florida. Anyway, that's going to do it for our show tonight because it is the witching hour. We will return. There's a possibility of tomorrow, if not, probably Wednesday night, because Game 4 is tomorrow night of the Dallas.
Dude, are you going to be able to watch a finals game on this?
That's a good question.
Come on.
You don't care. You have no stake in it.
Well, no. What do you mean?
If the Celtics lose, they ain't going to bother you one bit.
Well, look.
I don't want to watch this and blast them.
If we watch it and it sucks, we don't have to post it. But you know it's going to be good.
I don't know why you feel. We'll discuss it. I'm not going to say.
We watched the Knick game.
I'm not going to say no.
We saw one of the.
But they were beat up. We knew they were behind the 8 ball.
So what?
Boston has enough even without Porzingis.
Going into the Philly series, you don't think I was nervous about those games? You don't think I was locked in?
I thought that series was going to be what it was. I just wish it went 7 because it deserved to go 7, and that the Knicks won. So it probably wouldn't have done him any good. But
but remember watching that game where I thought they lost? That sucked. But I held my composure. And then they won.
I can't hold my composure. I admit it. When it comes to them and the Patriots, I'm a petulant child. It's terrible. Yeah. I fully admit that.
Dude,
I literally have.
They'll miss a 3. Oh, they're all. I put them in the grave. They're all dead to me.
If my
and
wife.
Then Jaylen Brown look at the defense. That guy's one of the best 7 players in the history of the NBA. Look at this asshole shooting threes.
If my wife recorded you would laugh your ass off. Because she just sits there and rolls her eyes like, I can't believe
Dude, what was it that I recorded on TikTok? Were we watching the Pats? Do you remember that? Shit, I think I deleted TikTok.
I don't know. It was bad, whatever it was. But,
It wasn't the
no, I
right
freely admit it. Look, when it comes, especially the Patriots and the Celtics, I get, oh God, it's like Sam Kinison meets Eddie Murphy. It's awful. It's just, and there's no line.
You're downright nasty.
I'm nasty. I don't like it.
You suck to be around sometimes.
I don't like it.
When they're losing.
Oh, I'm terrible. I freely admit this.
On Sundays, he'll just pick a fight if the Pats are losing.
Oh, yeah.
Just for no reason.
For no reason. I'm awful here. I admit it. It's one of my flaws. I admit it. I have a flaw.
But then if I'm acting like an asshole about sports, I go, look, I learned this a long time ago, Tom. There's nothing to worry about. You know? I mean, these are the people that you love. You can't treat them like shit. And then 2 days later.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Anthony, get the fuck out of my face. The Pats are losing.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's
goddamn. I hate my life.
It's awful.
Tom, why are you mad about the Mets?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk. We'll discuss.
That's our fandom. What are you gonna do?
We'll discuss it. But anyway,
we don't have to post it.
We may see you tomorrow night. We'll probably see you Wednesday. We'll figure it out. But until then, you guys enjoyed Game 4. Hey, Celtics are in the finals. Chins up.
Congratulations.
Okay, chins up. They're in the finals. They got a shot at this thing.
I think we should have given them a little more of their due tonight.
Oh, lastly tonight, Bill Walton. Gonna miss you. He was a Hall of Fame big man, won 2 championships, beat Dr. J in the finals, went head-to-head in 77. People forget about that. Won the league MVP in 70. People forget how great this guy was when he was healthy. And then comes back off a slew of injuries, joins the 86 Celtics, wins 6-man, and a team that many still consider the greatest of all time. He was one of the 5 Hall of Famers that were on that team. So, and
Yowzers.
Beyond all that, he was a better person. He really was. And by the way, in terms of the Jedi he was a master.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Jedi, Jobu, all of it. He puts.
He was a midnight smoker.
He was. I think that line was about him. And the Grateful Dead loved him. He toured. He went to like over 1,000.
Did he play the drums with them or something?
I don't know, but he went to over 1,000 Grateful Dead concerts.
The man had no brain cells when he died.
Listen,
folks.
but he called himself the luckiest man in the world, loved, had a passion for the game. And everybody that ever meets him tells the same story. He talked to me like I was the only person on the planet. Like he took his time with everybody. He was great with people. Everyone that ever met him says
Do you have an impression? Can you do him?
No, I can't do Bill Walton.
Throw it down, big man.
I love when he talked about...
Oh, yes. Look at him throw it down, big man. For 3. Holy shit balls. That guy can play. That was any... I mean, that was... Close.
Not bad. That was in the ballpark.
I haven't heard Walton.
Throw it down. My dream never happened. I wanted him and Bill Raftery to do a game together. That would have been the greatest telecast.
What was Bill's tagline? Did he have a tagline like Onions?
He had.
Well, Throw It Down, Big Man was one of his.
He would just get so off the reservation for himself. He's like, you gotta understand the lineage of BYU. The co-host is trying not to laugh on it. You can hear him like
the lineage.
The lineage.
This is a family
determination.
I sound like Jesse Ventura.
Oh my God. If I
the
could,
blood, sweat, and tears that goes into this.
Every game he did, he covered the Pac-12. At some point, the other guy was losing because he couldn't stop.
See, I think that's what
he couldn't hold it. He just started laughing.
That's why my dad didn't like him.
Oh, he's crazy.
Because I remember watching a game with him. He'd be like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
It was so off.
He was the same thing with like Dickie V. My dad.
He was so off the reservation.
What is he yelling about?
It was only Bill Walton. And he could get away with it because it was even the people who want to get mad couldn't stop laughing, going, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
You think he was high?
He was definitely high.
When he was doing the games.
I can listen. I saw 5 games last week. He was stoned in every damn one.
You think so?
Yes, I have no doubt.
Attaboy, Bill.
Yeah. Bill was all about the P. He was.
I mean, it gives new meaning when you go to B-dubs.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
It does.
You get those 12 lemon pepper, 10 naked, 12 boneless barbecue.
That too. Yeah.
So this is for Billy.
This is for Billy.
This is for B-dubs.
Bill, we're going to miss you, man. I'm going to miss you. And Larry Bird gave a statement today about their friendship and how this was going to be a tough one. And Luke Walton, the family, all condolences, our deepest sympathies. We lost a great one today in many ways. He will be missed. So to you, Bill Walton, from the highly questionable one,
Got nothing left.
the redoubtable one, Godspeed. And heaven got a great one today, and earth lost a good one.
Jeez, all the cliches. Keep throwing them.
I can't throw enough of them.
Come on.
71 years old, lost his battle with cancer. Another cancer again. Damn it.
I thought we were supposed to help with that. I guess it just helps with the pain. Probably
We're supposed to find a cure, which they can cure it now in stages now that they couldn't before. So there's been progress. It's still not enough.
They can cure cancer.
They can cure it in certain stages. Yes, they can. So my mother's a 40-year cancer survivor. I can vouch for this. Okay, so in any event, Godspeed, Mr. Walton. You will be missed. So until the next time, for the redoubtable and the highly questionable one, you know the drill, boys and girls.
Peace, love, and field goals.
Peace, love, and Bill.
Did you do?
Peace, love, and Mr. Walton.
Oh, that was a W.
At the W. Peace, love, and Walton tonight. There you go.